It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
All right, Dane has a question. He says, what advice would you give to individuals for saving and investing when their profession is in sales and where their income can fluctuate month to month? Still save 25% regardless of income?
So this one was Daniel?
Dane.
It's not uncommon. We have a lot of clients who work in industries and maybe they're in sales, so they fluctuate, or maybe they just get paid more based on company profitability and that sort of thing. So you see these wild fluctuations in income where on a month-to-month basis, the incomes might not be all that impressive, but when you look at it on the annual, because these big bonuses or these quarterly bonuses, it can get out of whack really quickly. Well, one of the things that we do when someone becomes a brand new client is we prepare for them their personalized financial order of operations. Here's exactly how much you should be saving, and here's the order in which you should save it. We call it the foo for you that we design when someone becomes a client. Well, a lot of people, we go through that and we say, hey, last year you made, I'm going to make up a number, you made $300,000. So you need to be saving this much, and this is what that comes out to monthly. And you can literally watch their eyes get this big. I mean, they just blow up because I can't do that on a monthly basis because my income doesn't come in that way. So Brian, I know when I work with clients talking through this, what I tell them to do is, okay, let's normalize what we think your monthly income is. So if normally your monthly income is $10,000 a month, let's set up an automated savings behavior based off of that base income, right? So $10,000 a month, let's save $2,500 of that every single month. But as quarterly bonuses come in, as annual bonuses come in, we have to make sure that we're saving a big chunk of those, because if those bonuses come in and all of a sudden it goes to the new car or it goes to the swimming pool or it goes to the vacations and a chunk of it does not get chiseled off for savings, you're never going to hit that 25% savings rate. You may think in your mind, oh yeah, no, I'm saving 25% because I'm doing the base amount. But if you're not doing it from the quarterly and the annual bonuses, you're going to blow it up and you're not going to actually be able to save enough money to truly replace the income that you're actually living off of. So I like the stable and then catch up with the bonuses.
Let me give you the nuts and bolts of this. There's three components that are going to be really impacted when you have a not normalized income stream. And by the way, this is no different when I used to work with professional athletes. A lot of people didn't realize they only got paid during the season. So they'd have all this huge money come in, then during the summers or the off season, they'd be completely broke. So you'd have to normalize this. Well, salespeople are kind of the same way because it's feast or famine on how the money's coming in. So here's the three components, nuts and bolts wise, that you better have under control and have a plan for. Cash reserves. Your cash reserves are going to be so much more important for you because that's going to give, and that truthfully, if you have fluctuating income, that's probably going to be an indicator that you need to, when you're looking at like a 3 to 6 months cash reserves, you're definitely going to put the needle closer to the 6 months because you have so much variation in your income. You need to have something to bridge those gaps. So that's the first thing, is having a good solid cash reserves. But there's a component that's going to be, you can't know 3 to 6 months without the second component, which is budgeting. You better actually have a plan for every dollar that comes into your control, both coming in as well as going out. So you have to do the hard work of actually doing a budget to know where you are. And then the third component is what's your goals, funding of those goals, objectives for the year. Because then you can kind of, once you have those three components all worked out, you can then put together that timeline that all integrates nicely. Exactly what Bo was talking about. You can have a base compensation coming in and maybe you're trying to build, you're doing 20 to 25% off of your base salary in saving and investing. But then every time you get those huge bonuses that come in or commissions that come in, then there's a purpose for every dollar, both on the spending as well as the saving and investing side, where there's a purpose. And that's the part you have to be disciplined. And this is part of having success. And I tell everybody, you can try to aspire to have the simplest financial life possible, but with success, complexity will find you. And this is one of those elements.
Can I tell you one of the places we see people blow this up? And I'm sure you would agree with this, Brian. Somebody will say, well, hey, my income fluctuates, but I get these big bonuses. So I'm not going to save out of my normal income, my monthly income, whatever. I'm not going to save out of that. And I'll just save out of the bonus. When the bonus comes, that's when I'll hit my 25% and I'll just save a majority of that. But then there's always things that come up, always things that money ends up getting spent before it hits the account. So if you can be disciplined at all times, not just when things are flush, but also when things are lean, and you can practice forced scarcity, it's going to create that behavior where every year doesn't come and go and you think, oh, well, okay, I'll save next year's bonus. Oh, well, I'll save next year's bonus. If you can get that in place now, you'll be amazed at how well it will build over the long term.
I think it's what you're hitting on is that there's two mindsets. There's the poor mindset and then there's the abundance mindset. Poor mindset bases everything off consumption. So I have this big money coming in. What am I going to go spend that money on? Is it a nicer car? Is it better furniture? That's all consumption. The abundance wealth mindset is trying to figure out what assets or wealth building things I can actually do that are going to better me for the future. So get yourself out of the poor side of just consume to build side of abundance and wealth, and actually have a plan where every dollar is very purposeful.